Right, so before we get into this exhaust that we're going to be doing with a MIG welder, a 4-inch angle grinder, and we're going to do it laying on our back without a hoist, because that's how STS Garage gets things done. We have no gear, and we generally don't have any idea, as I've never done an exhaust before. And to celebrate that theme, we've gone out and we've got some new shirts. No gear, no idea. Now look, sounds like we're taking the piss out of ourselves, and we kind of are, but it really means just don't be afraid to get in there and have a go. And yes, we don't have much gear, and yes, I've never done this before, so I do have no idea, but we will get the job done. And you should go to smarttouringsystems.com.au, grab one to wear, grab one as a rag. Righto, let's get into this episode. So I logged into Pickles online, I created an account, and we went bidding.
What am I bodging? Oh, well, a 60 series Landcruiser. But the good news is, me and you'll be working together. The bad news is we've got a lot of work. Oh my God. See what happens when I'm not here?
I know.
Looks cheap.
It won't be cheap, although the pedal beat is pretty cheap. Look at it, it's healthy as. James, we can still be friends.
We are friends.
I suggest getting yourself a James for this bit. So to build this exhaust, we're going to be using 2.5-inch mild steel and some mandrel bends and a straight through muffler, a few flanges and some second-hand parts here off a standard 79 series exhaust. The 79 series exhaust hangers still work on the 60 series location. They haven't changed in over 40 years, and just a lot of cutting, grinding, measuring, remeasuring, welding and getting up and down off the floor. actually a really enjoyable job, just not without a friggin' hoist. Just up and down, up and down. Okay, so hopefully this is the final time these two sections will go back in. So we're gonna put the gaskets in. Front gasket on the bottom of the dump pipe was actually a factory Toyota gasket. We did use some sections out of a 79 series exhaust, some of the flanges. Then we just have the regular old exhaust gasket for the next two sections out the back. Okay, to be honest, that's about where I really wanted to have the exhaust coming out, but reading into the ADRs, and because this car is definitely getting engineered, everything suggests that the tailpipe needs to finish 40mm behind the last seal in the car, which being a wagon is your tailgate. So we're going to come to just underneath the rear bar here, and we don't really want any issues with engineering. So the 60 series uses the same hangers as a 79 series exhaust. So this is the part of the 79 series exhaust that I cut off the old one, and this will go straight into the hanger in the factory location. You take the tailpipe that runs to the back. Perfect. Righto, the last piece of the puzzle. Hopefully this looks alright. Pull it out, fully weld those last few bits I just did, and then we're going to have to extend that hanger. I thought it would have been alright. Not quite. Now hopefully I can still get this out. It's going to be a pain, I think. And a pain to get in. Like a real pain actually. Anyway, we'll have a go. Okay, so we'll just grind up a couple of the back welds that you do see. Probably just these two here, and then we'll give it a clean, a nice paint, and we're nearly done. Okay, so this is what we've ended up with. From this end here, we join onto the bottom of the dump pipe that we built in an earlier episode when we were fitting the motor. It was sort of one of those things that I had time to do. So it's a pretty simple design. We've got rid of the catalytic converter. The engineer assures me that we don't need a catalytic converter because in 1985 they didn't have them, and we've got to meet the emissions of the vehicle and the chassis. So we're sweet there. So we come off the end of the dump pipe there, down the driver's side, beside the transfer case, then we cross over the top at the back of the transfer case, just over the start of the tail shaft, into the exhaust onto the factory mounts. This was the mount I cut off the original exhaust, so we're now on the right side of the vehicle. So this is a factory mount and the last one is a factory mount. So we come up over the diff, down underneath the chassis, in between the chassis and the rear leaf, and then into the tailpipe section at the rear. So there is a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 joins in that one piece of pipe, 3 hangers, a lot of welding and a little black paint, and it can be done on the floor. It was a little bit painful, but that's how STS Garage does it. So let's do a final fitment, kick her in the guts and see how it sounds, because it did sound pretty terrible before, and we are going for a nice touring vehicle, not a boy racer sort of fully sick four-wheel drive. We want something that we can use on a day-to-day basis. Sounds a bit more mature, is probably the word. It just sounds like a D-Max, strangely enough. Well, that's it, guys. So as you can see behind us, Lazarus has a bull bar, some headlights. It's slowly evolving and becoming a car. It's a little bit of a sneak peek into next episode. Next episode is actually going to be assembling the car completely. I'm talking glass, wheels, bull bar, side steps, rear bar, roof rack, snorkel, interior. The thing should be pretty well finished. We have a deadline. It is booked in for engineering in just under 4 weeks' time. So we really are pushing ourselves to get this finished. We do have a front tail shaft to sort out still. There's a couple of little, jobs like that that are going to be a little bit of a headache, but we're pushing to get to that engineering deadline and then off to Clex that I keep talking about. Don't forget, we've got heaps of cool merch at smarttouringsystems.com.au. We've got some new shirts coming out. No gear, no idea, and it goes along with measure once, cut twice. And it's about just getting in, having a go, and even if you don't have the right gear, and even if you don't know what you're doing, you will learn as you go, and use old Dr. Google, ask your mates, and just do some research and have a bit of fun creating something that you can call your own in your own shed at home, as does STS Garage. Me and James really love taking on these projects. So we're nearly getting towards the pointy end of this one, but there is some cool things on the horizon. We're going to get some Lance content back in. We've got some cool things to do with Lance, the 40 series, because we haven't done much with him lately, and it's time we did. Also going to get out and start using these things a bit more. It's starting to warm up a bit. We are finishing a project, so we'll have a bit more time to get out, and me and James are going to get out and do some adventures in the 60, the 40, and the 79. That's enough from me, guys. I really appreciate you watching. Please like and subscribe. It helps us out. Don't forget, you do only live once, so get out in the shed, get into that project. See you next time.